Okay.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber. Stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know y'all sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the ball. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. I said no one to trust. My people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. Telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they said they could afford? But they're too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yeah, then stay they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, oh. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me say welcome again to another edition of the program, The Bottom Line. And today is the 1st of November 2022. And tonight, as usual, I have with me the Lord Paul Chilpley from the UK. And together we will be discussing issues about Liberia, issues that affect our daily lives, issues that affect the country, its people, and perhaps the unborn children. So let me say welcome to you, Paul. How are you faring?
Well, Lifa, I'm good. Thank God it's another day, and it's good to be back here to have a good discussion. Things are good, and how you're in?
Well, my end is good. Um, we didn't see the sun yesterday and today, so that's a sign of we've been having gray skies, so the snow is building, and uh, usually by this time we expected it. Some we had yeah, 2 weeks ago we had the middle of October we had 2-3 days of snow, but very lightly. But the one that is coming now, that's the one that's going to hold the ground, and then we are in the winter. But generally, the weather has been good.
Well, the thing is, I think it's proper winter time now because it started raining seriously today. We had a lot of rain, and
Mm.
yesterday, so rain have been poured in, and the weather now, the cold weather has crept in. So it's time for, although there's gas issue in Europe at the moment, so people kind of uh, putting a lot of cloth around there said to keep them warm wherever they can get because of the situation in the Ukraine or the gas crisis. Apart from that, I think it's good.
Yes.
What's on the menu? What's on the menu for today?
Okay. Tonight is going to be kind of general discussions or general topic, but basically we'll be looking at a catchy headline in the front page news, and it says that people are rejecting the biometric system. Um, you know, so we'll be discussing about that. We'll be looking at reason why people are rejecting it and what can be done, and also, you know, recently we heard that the daughter of the late Councillor Charles Brumskine, Charlyn Brumskine, Councillor 2, um, has expressed her interest to run in District Number 3 in Grand Bassa County. And, so the question people, or the debate people have been having is whether, and she wants to run on the CPP ticket, under the canopy of the CPP. So the question people have been asking is whether the CPP, ANC, or Mr. Cummings hosting Charlyn Brumskine in Grand Bassa County can benefit some votes. So that's something we'll be looking at. And I heard our president is off to Morocco.
Yeah, I think the president left today for Morocco. He gone to the kingdom. Maybe he gonna meet his good friend Perfect Keys. You never know. So, but
Okay.
he's visiting Morocco today, and yeah, we can look at that. And
Yeah, and the president is always in the news for some reason. Also, there's a news that the president extended condolences to the people of Korea. I think there is some disaster that happened there, and the president extended condolences to the government and people of South Korea. But I mean that's normal. But there is something strange about it, and we'll be discussing that. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag right now. But so let's say welcome to except Paul will have something to add to the topics or to the menu tonight. But let's say welcome to our viewers. We want you to please begin to share the video. While we warm it up, we want you to share because the more viewers we have, the more comments we'll have, of course. and then the diverse the conversation will be. So Paul, is there anything you want us to add?
Well, the thing is, yeah, let's play some music and while the viewers sharing the show, yeah, because then we can dive into. Let's give you another few minutes and ask people to kind of share this, and then while we come out while playing, we can play something detour music while we ask people to share the show.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And we just want to give this disclaimer that the music that we play on this program, we have no copyrights to that. We play them basically because they first and foremost they suit the occasion, and secondly, they are our Liberian music, and we need to promote them because they are our people, and we have to help each other. We have to promote them. We have to let them know that we care about them, or the Liberian people care about them. So we're gonna have this one from D12. It's actually D12, not D12, but D12.
Songs like beer.com. Yeah. Exclusively at tonesliberia.com.
D12 on the beat.
If nobody talks about you, you are nobody. If nobody chewing your bone, you are nobody. They will know everything about you more than you know yourself. Yeah. They will talk, just to bring you down. They will spread all your bad news more than they spread your good news. Everybody wants to go to heaven, but no one wants to die. Oh, see, let them do their talking again. See, I will do the bluffing, yeah. Anything they say about me, please believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Believe it. Anything they say about me, please believe it. Believe it. If nobody talks about you, you are nobody. If nobody chewing your boom, you are nobody. If you like it, you can hire your own there just to make it juicy. If you like, you can pour your own there just to make it spicy. I know you.
Well, why I stopped the music, Paul. If nobody talks about you, then you are nobody. And what that reminds me of? 2017, there was not this much noise about the name Alexander Comics. But why? What's happening? Is there something happening that everything that happens is comics to the point where the Magnitsky sanction government officials and they say that comics went and spend money when the government itself has been spending almost $3 million on sanction for the past 5 years. I mean, not on sanction, but to lobby for the past 5 years. And we don't see any result, but rather what we see is the government in return being slapped with sanction only for them to say that is one somebody that quote unquote not supposed to have the number who is unknown, even on the local front, is the one responsible. So if nobody talks about you, then you are nobody. So what's happening?
Well, Linfo is just the reality. If you are a loner, nobody gonna know you, right? But when you are become somebody who's popular and you pass on, oh, that Linfo, that's Linfo again. So that means you become somebody. So in the case of Mr. Cummings, who he just mentioned, it's a good thing because why him, people talking about him now, he have gained the popularity that people thought he didn't have. So the co-water boys and girls are now start talking about him. So it's a good thing, and it will benefit him a lot. And in a Liberia setting, when people talking about you, even 2-year-old calling your name, then it's a good thing for you. You're heading somewhere. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the music says it all. But our guest will let us say welcome to you. If this is your first time, my name is Linford Goa and Paul Chilpe is there in the UK. And together we're bringing you on the program, The Bottom Line. We come here every Tuesday and Saturdays for the meantime until further notice. But we do discuss issues about Liberia, and we allow your views to be heard. Now, there's one thing about The Bottom Line. You are not right, you are not wrong, we are not right, we are not wrong. We're just giving our opinions on the issues in our country. And so be a part of the discussions and make sure that we do it with mutual respect for our guests and our guests also for us, the presenters. But let's look at. I want us to start this way. The president is off to Morocco, as information reaching us say that he's off to Morocco. We don't know. I, for one, don't know the details of his visit, but it's normal that presidents will travel. It's normal that they go out for negotiations, they go out to meet their counterparts. Do you think the president's trip will be in that direction? Like he's going to meet his counterpart, he's going to hold some, top-notch meetings that the country will benefit from?
Well, the thing is, most of those trips and things are something that have been arranged long time. So it could be that some little summit they're going for, and he wouldn't just travel, or he could be visiting Morocco on the invite of the king. So it could be something about something really catch my eye about his trip though. And what really catch my eye about his trip is that when the former president Ellen, you in Liberia, Ellen traveled. Nobody know when she traveled, when she comes back. Nobody knows. So when she travels, when she comes back. But when the president is traveling, this is where I find it very interesting. It's almost like the 1980s when dual travel, everybody would go say bar, or it's almost like the back in the days when Idi Amin they were in government when travel. I just want to show this. It just don't make sense that or even a janitor in a ministry will leave their work to carry him on the airport on a basic working day. It doesn't make sense. I don't know why they do it, but it means the people are less basic. Let me show this quickly.
So scores of other ministers are here as the president.
So I will stop there, Linford. There are less basic people in Liberia. So the president leave on a Tuesday. Everybody leave their office. They have no work to do, but they all go land off to say goodbye. When he coming back, it will be the same thing. Serious matter happening in Liberia. People, certain area, there's no transformer. Certain area, there's people struggling for food to eat. These people who are supposed to be doing the work, they will leave their basic work schedule to go say goodbye. It doesn't make sense. I mean, it's something like I look at it, I say, well, these people don't have time or what? Or they got plenty of time on hand. See, it's a
No,
only country in the 21st century you want to, so why is it Liberia so backward? I just pick on that to see, well, what's going on? These guys don't have
no.
work to do.
If you say they don't have time, I would disagree with you. They have time. That's why they take that time to go to the airport to escort the president, or call it whatever or whatever. But
I mean, time for work.
yeah, but yes, that's what I said. They have extra time. But
Okay.
let me give you something that I saw. You know, and this is not peculiar to Liberia among third world countries or most African countries. But with the luxury of owning a private jet, but you don't have the luxury of building. I just forgot the name of that jet corridor, where the planes will come and land, and just they bring that thing and connect it, and then you can walk through that corridor and get in the plane. Now here they have to hold two umbrellas over the brother. Can you imagine? So these are some of the things we talk about when you have, when you don't have priorities, when you don't prioritize. How big is RRA? I mean, I don't think we have 2-3 terminals, because I've traveled almost all over Europe and Asia, and I see how these terminals are built, where they got these. I just forgot the name of this,
But
because we also have it in shipping. We also have similar thing like that, like where the cruise ships or boats
somebody,
land.
the terminal have a lympha. They have it there. They got two of those things on a new market box that they built. They have it.
And so, yeah, since they built it, I haven't been there though. So why they didn't use it, or why they're not using it? Is there something wrong
Well,
with
the
that?
thing is, usually when president traveling, they don't go through that. They take them straight on the plane from the back end. So that's normal. That
He
common
said,
thing.
where in Liberia or all presidents?
No, most even the prime minister here when traveling in from the UK, they don't go through the normal process. They go through from the back end. They take them exactly to the plane. But the point here is these guys are less basic in Liberia. This is when people are less basic, from the janitor to the top ministers, they all go on the airport to London to say goodbye to the president. It doesn't
And
make
why
sense.
do you believe they do that? Do you have a guess? Can you take a
Well,
guess?
the thing is, I remember when we were small, those used to travel, people will go do it because of their job. If they don't go, probably will be sacked. But that was in if you have a military government or dictatorship, this is where you get, not in a democracy where the president will leave the country, nobody know. But this one, everybody have to go on the airport and say goodbye. It don't make sense. And it's on a basic working day on a Tuesday. For Christ's sake, you leave your office. There's serious matter going on. Everybody from janitor to the top.
Yeah,
So the
but
moment all of them leave,
you just mentioned a word. You just said something. You said a couple of things. First, you mentioned about Doe, which we all witnessed. I asked you many times and watched Doe coming and going. And you said it was a military dictatorship. Second time Doe became president, elected president, and people still did it. Now, this is an age-old thing in Liberia, which is, for me, our service to our leaders. Because I remember
but it's
1978.
hold on. Let me hold you there. It's a age-old thing, but under the Eddie-led government, you saw that Eddie was there for 12 years. She traveled all the time. You're here say Eddie left the country. She's back. But this guy, our president now, when he leave, everybody have to go on the airport when he's coming here. So it's not an age-old thing. People who carry out like this in African setting, they are dictators. No matter how. That is like Idi Amin. If you don't go on the airport, then you don't have a job.
Yeah, but that's what I was telling you. It became age-old for the fact that people have been doing it. I was just about to tell you a story. In 1978, we stood up with Tower waiting for Jimmy Carter to come on a one-day visit. And guess what? I was in 8th grade that time. was standing right opposite the agriculture ministry there, right there in Plonko Cinco. And in 2006, I was on the flight going to Houston. So I transited in Atlanta. And Jimmy Carter boarded the plane. And that's why when he said most presidents, when they're traveling, they don't go through that process. They don't go through that corridor. Yeah, it happens. But Jimmy Carter was supposed to be on the flight. The flight was sort of get changed for like 10 minutes or 1 hour maximum.
Was Jimmy
But
Carter a president?
No. I mean, no, all American president was president.
Exactly. That's
but just again, once all American president, once president, will always say president. So this old man, because of him, they delayed the flight for almost 3 hours. And all we could see was like 4 guys dressed and going in and coming out. That everybody was impatient to the point where this Mexican guy I was sitting with in the waiting room, he said, "You're not getting on that plane because our test pilots they were going to put on the plane." But I started getting scary. But finally, they told everybody to board. When we all boarded, we sat there for another 5-10 minutes. Then the president entered. Ladies and gentlemen, the former president of the United States of America. And that woman made it a point to shake out in the middle of the plane, right? That woman made it a point to shake everybody here on that plane. So our prayer said, "Hey, God, let him reach me." And Paul, guess what? The woman came to me. Then I was standing there, I shook his hand. I said, "Mr. President, I'm very happy to see you because I remember you went to my country before." He got concerned. "Which country?" I said, "Liberia." And he said, "Oh, they killed my friend, Togo." That's the first word that he said. See, so the point I'm trying to make is that for the convenience sake, the presidents will feel more comfortable that if all of their ministers go to the airport, that means they are respecting them. And you, minister, of course, we are working at the behest of the president. The president appointed you. So
man, don't you see this bad behavior that we encourage in Liberia? That's what you're doing here. As I was on a plane with Ellen from Ghana to Monrovia, and I can tell you that Ellen got off. You didn't see people there. Only her or the old man here. Only her convoy want to pick her up. I'm telling you, all these.
No, I'm not denying it.
Somebody saying something. Wait. Let me display something here. You see what Jimmy is saying here? He asked him, and this is, I'll be honest here, I've seen Ellen who travel on the same flight from Accra to Monrovia, and we didn't see all that.
Yeah, but Jimmy is saying that which president of Liberia never did it. I mean,
that wasn't Ellen. I just said Ellen. I just mentioned Ellen.
Yeah, but okay, let's put Ellen as a special case. But
no, not as a special case. So that transition, listen now.
Paul,
if you transition,
I'm not supporting the idea, but we disagree on this one. It's not good, but our presidents in the past, I saw a little bit of Toward, okay? I saw a little bit of Toward. Toward did it, okay? And Todman, I don't know much, okay? But Toward, I saw a little bit of. In fact, when Toward used to be coming, I remember the very night they could to place. The very night they could to place. Toward had come from the Baptist seminary or somewhere, the Baptist convention somewhere, because I used to live on the bypass. And the convoy was coming in there. Normally, when we hear the story, we all go on the road to see. Like, people, we used to that thing. So,
my man, that's encouraging bad behavior. The thing is wrong. And I've seen there was just transition. There was transition.
But this is something that we are accustomed to.
No, there was transition for the past 12 years. There was transition for what Ellen was doing. Say, oh, the woman should become, how do you call it, foreign minister because she in and out. People never learn all like this. That transition, if you learn from somebody, you coming in, then you going back to the dual star, to the double star. No, what's that, man? Like, forget. Let's move on to the next topic. I just thought it's just wrong. The people don't have, if they have work to do, they will not be following him to say, oh.
No, but Paul, you gotta be fair to the people. They have work to do, but their boss is going, and the boss says you should come. Do you remember?
So what are you trying to say? If you're a minister, you go in travel. Everybody must leave your ministry to go because you're the boss for them to follow you.
No,
I mean, wrong is wrong. That's the fact of it. The thing is just wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong. But this is something we are accustomed to, so let's accept it. But okay, but let me. I was just about to say something. The president visit for me you know, I'm hoping that something good will come from there. But there is something I read in the paper today about this same president. Since this president took over, we have seen a lot of deaths. Nobody is holding him directly responsible, but indirectly, as president of the nation, he could also be held responsible because he took oaths to protect the people of Liberia, our borders, and everybody else, even the chicken there in Liberia, the goats, he's going to protect all of us. Because if he protects us, our goats will be protected. Now, but under this president, there have been series of deaths, some of which affected, top government officials, 4 auditors in just 1 week space. 4 auditors were killed. Then the Matthew Innes, then the Copper girl, the last victim from ERW Junction, and the list goes on. Not one day we have heard this president, or not me, at least not me, have heard this president come out and console the victims of those, or the relatives of those victims. The president had not come out. I have not heard him to say, oh, precious couple, man, I have my sympathy, yeah. Maybe he does it, but on a secret. And I don't know why, if the president would do such thing, it will be secret, because it should be to public glare. Then his own government officials, 4 auditors died. Nothing came from it. He didn't say anything. 3 boys got missing. He didn't even extend sympathy to the family. But people that were in South Korea, now I'm not relegating the lives of those people in South Korea to that, or to those of our own people who died. But I mean, life is equal everywhere, especially your own. People that you took oath to protect. They died right under your nose, like we were saying in Liberia, and you didn't say anything. But people die way beyond go by. Let me put it in Liberian way. Then you giving, you wishing the people and the government condolence, sympathy. What does that tell you? Or we the living citizens of Liberia, what does that tell us about our president? That we die right under his nose, he didn't get time. He can say, you know, my people, but white men, all of people, Asians who die way there. Like I said, I'm not relegating the lives of those people, but again, you got to care for your own before you care for others. So I don't know how you look at that, Paul.
The thing is, I think it's diplomatic channel that we're taking, because other countries too have to send their condolences to the country, because that's all country to country. So, and remember, in the war we are all together. So when something happens somewhere, you send condolences. But equally, what you said about people in Liberia that have been sick, killed, or even raped, you don't hear anything from the president. So he been muted on the whole situation over there. So maybe it's his style of doing things to just keep silent, because those 2 editors, the female and the male that were found on Broad Street, he said he went in, he chatted our boyfriend and girlfriend. So instead of sending sympathy to the parent, he didn't do it. So that's his style of doing things. But regards to North Korea and other people, say other countries, even if Liberia has similar thing like that, they will send condolences to the country. So it's I think it's a diplomatic press, and we say our condolences to the people of North Korea for the lives that they lost. So yeah, it's just a normal practice. But anyway, let's flow.
I agree with that. Yeah. So next here is I don't know if you read the news or if you listen to any gossips about it, that Charlyn Brumskine, the Councillor Charlyn Brumskine, who is also the daughter of the late Councillor Charles Brumskine, founder of the Liberty Party, has declared her intention to run in Grand Bassa County, District Number 3. I guess it's within the Pequena City Belt. And few things I want us to look at here. Charlyn's own popularity with the people of Grand Bassa County, her role as daughter of the founder of the Liberty Party, and her coming to declare her intention to contest under the canopy of the CPP. So those three things, I want us to play around it. Now, the first thing I want us to look at is, do you think Charlyn is sellable in Buchanan City or all of Grand Bassa County to the Bassa people?
I think Charlyn is an eloquent young woman, and who a lot of people from Grand Bassa County see their former or their late political leader through her, and don't take her for granted. So she have among her siblings, she stands as that Brumskine, although she a female, but she is the one. So she have followers. She well connected in Grand Bassa County. So yes, I think she should bring addition to what he just said. She going over there, people will see her as Mr. Charles Walker Brumskine, and they will really gravitate towards her. So the seat that she actually declared for, there is a strong possibility that she wins it.
Okay, fair enough. Then the next thing is, that was the popularity. But you think the CPP can benefit from her popularity? Because the reason I'm asking this question, it could play out this way, that, well, Charlyn Brumskine is running for representative in District Number 3, and she being the daughter of the founder of the Liberty Party, and beside that, a citizen of Buchanan or Grand Bassa County, the people will say, okay, we'll vote for her based on her father's legacy and give her the post of representative. But when it comes to the party for which she's registered, we will not vote for that party or the standard bearer of that party. So this is why I'm asking, do you think she can the CPP benefit from her popularity, from I don't know how to put it, but from what she can gather from Grand Bassa, from the Bassa people? You think the CPP can benefit from that?
So Linford, look at it this way. She's going to campaign for her seat. And to have a better Liberia, is she going as representative, the person who going as head for them to transform Liberia? That is the selling message. She's not just going to campaign about herself, but how do we change Liberia? I'm on the CPP ticket. Vote CPP. This is how we change Liberia. So that will benefit the CPP immensely from her campaign over there, because she's not only going to campaign alone, she's campaigning on a ticket that, and the head of that ticket, and she will be part of that ticket. You see, so you representative and then president. So that is a strong campaign message, and I think it will benefit the CPP immensely over there based on her popularity. Let me put it that way. And based on her campaign message as well that you carry.
Okay, so it's going to be two ways. Charlyn will be campaigning for herself to be representative. But the voters, like I said, the whole thing lasts with the voters. The voters will say, okay, we'll make Charlyn, we'll go to the ballot box. You gave us that paper, we see all the candidates normally, Charlyn for representative, we check it. But Cummings for CPP, oh no, which Charlyn is running, no, we cross it. So the question is, you think the voters, then you think the voters will be able to vote the CPP on behalf of Charlyn? And then I will tie that question in with, how can the CPP itself sell Charlyn to the Bassa people?
The thing is, I will start with the last one. To sell to the Bassa is an easy sell. Charles Walker Brumskine daughter, Charlyn Brumskine, she's not a stranger in that area. She's no stranger. And remember that when Mr. Cummings came on the scene, people have already paired Brumskine and Cummings as to go on one ticket to go like that partner. That was the dream people had. See, those two will make a big difference. And even up to now, some people keep saying a common speech, Charlyn, it will be a good thing too, because that was a dream ticket. So it's telling you a lot. It comes with a lot of volume with it. She's coming over there. That was it when she campaigning, that CPP local she going with. And who she's carrying, she's not just going because to make change for people in Buchanan District 3. That change will come from the high up, and the person who high up is that person that will be the president. And she campaigning on the same ticket with that person, so it's an easy sell. They could have the picture of her and comments on the t-shirt that people will see. Look, go to the poll, vote for this is the kind of change we want to bring. Because the CPP is going with one message, no matter what. That is the change message they're going with, and she will be setting that change message as well. Real change. So vote for me, not only voting for me, but vote for the guy at the top too, so we can bring that real change. So it will benefit the CPP.
Okay. Now, I want to bring one sticky issue out again. Now, you have begun like the guest. You can also ask me a question, Paul. Now, do not be like a guest. I just be asking you. Now, but the other way around. People are calling for unity. I read somewhere online that even Ability alluded to it, that a united opposition will be able to defeat President Weah head on. And the question people are asking, can there be actually a united opposition as of now? And how can that happen? Because they went there, they failed, they bruised each other's noses, and they are still bleeding. So you think there is any confidence building process to reach any unity?
Well, I think united opposition, they have a lot of little parties in Liberia. You may not observe them, but when it comes to election, all of these political parties can just spring up. There's so many of them. So instead of the 2017, we'll have about 20 candidates, right, running. So if they talk about united opposition, so instead of 20 people putting aside, they can come together, maybe that 17 come together, maybe the other, so you can have it, the three parties running. So that instead of all 20 going, they can form that together in the local election to say, look, let's go this way, and then let's fight the common, because it will not be two parties in the end. It may end up being 5, but instead of having 20, let's narrow the thing now, maybe 2, 3, or 4. So that's unite. It put them in a better position when you unite a lot of them. So if you get 4 persons contesting, so that means the 4 persons that are contesting, you have narrowed the gap. It's easy to have 2 persons at the top, at the front runner, or even 1 person can merge to be at the top, depend on the kind of message itself. And I will give you an example. I'll take you to the Darren Dillon. When Darren Dillon was running, it was united opposition, but then the message that Darren Dillon was carrying, that message gravitated a lot with people, right? It resonated a lot. In a way, I will go in there, I'll have no policy, but I will put the light on. So if the CPP or the United CPP, United Party, and other parties decide to go in a group, depend on the kind of message that you're carrying, that will also help. So I think that's what it means, that the opposition need to come together. We know the other people that broke away from the CPP, they're going to stand on their own. But what about the other smaller parties, 17 of those parties, are they going to go in the race, or are they going to take side? So when it takes side, they make it more interesting. I think that's what they're talking about.
Okay. Before we go further, do you have any question for me as well? Because I don't want you to appear like a guest.
No, but yeah, the thing is, what you think about Charlyn? You think she have the number, because you being the journalism area, and you guys been covering a lot of election. You cover Charles Taylor election. So what do you think?
Yeah,
You think you'll make a difference?
Charlyn, like you said, the 2 things will play here. You know, if my father was king, or president, there is a tendency that I will copy directly after my father. And we've seen that several examples around the world. Okay, we've seen leaders whose children became like them, and some of them even fail miserably. Now, right in our own country, Tubman became president, and his son, Winston Tubman, tried to be president, I think 2005, and it didn't work. Okay, so he had the ambition. If you go to North Korea, Kim Jong-un, his father was president. I mean, or the leader for that country, and he became. I'm not giving you an example of people whose children will follow their footsteps. George Walker Bush, his father, George Herbert Bush, was president, and he followed him. Okay, so if your father is president, let's just put it that way, simple example, the tendency that you will be like him is very high, and people will expect that you will be, you know. Okay, so Charlyn coming into the race, I think she will have the support of the Bassa people for the fact that her father actually raised this party in Grand Bassa, and the people of Bassa feel belongingness politically to this party. So in that area, she'll get support.
So
That's one. Then the other side, yeah, let me get learned. Then the other side, Charlyn herself is what? A world-learner lady. I mean, at her age, she became a counselor. She followed her father's footsteps, and so she's independent. She's smart, world-learned, and so I think she's enough. She's enough for the people of Bassa to trust.
For the people of Bassa to trust, and they will trust her. Listen, they will trust her. So something I wanted to say, and it slipped off my mind. So the flow with Charlyn, because there's something about her. And what I want to say, the CPP, if you look at Charlyn coming into the race, it kind of sending a signal. And that signal, the CPP strategy here, if it's a strategy, I don't know, but that Basilian belt, it seems like it had been targeted purposely, because look at Tukwa McIntosh, look at Louis Brown, look at Charlyn coming to the picture. Even the Daniel Chair that Daniel Chair that they talk about. These are all people from that belt campaigning on the CPP message. What does that tell you? I think this is a strategic move by the CPP to grab the whole of, because the Bassa belt, that's McGibby, that Grand Bassa County, that's Maserado. Think on this carefully. I think that is a good move. How coming there with advantage CPP move? That's how I see it. You see?
Okay. There is something I was just thinking about. After hearing rumors that the former VP Joseph Boaka wants to select Nyomli Kanga, and Nyomli Kanga is fit enough to become vice president to GMB. Then I was looking at it. So what becomes of our man, Bernard Ure? So is he going to go just like that? So he was used to do the dirty job, and are they going to throw him under the bus or what? I mean, we are making fun. Nobody got correct answer for it. We are just speculating. Let me put it this way: should JMB select Nyomli Kanga Lawrence, senator, to be his running mate? What becomes of Ure? Because Ure has been on the forefront. He has been boxing.
So, Linfo, they say what goes around comes around. If you're a bad guy, if somebody do bad to you, it may come bad to bite you. So if JB could pay Nyomli, it will be good. That's why the guy that came into the CPP and broke the CPP to pieces, and they all agree by. So it's politics. So they say GLB was good friend with Mr. Cummings. What happened? One of course said, I don't know this man here. Only man because we came together. So if that happened to him, then it'll be good. What goes around comes around. And I hope he paid Nyomli. So,
okay, then what if you say, okay, Senor, maybe you're throwing me under a bus, I'll go to Mr. Cummings, I'm going to go apologize.
No, he can never go to Mr. Cummings. Say he'll go back to CDC where he came from. That's the truth of the matter.
My
He
friend,
won't go to Mr.
you
Cummings.
you just said according to anything that happened,
Well, he
all
won't
things are
go.
considered.
He won't go because that's the guy don't like the ground, Mr. Cummings worker. So I cannot see that happening on a no condition.
Wait. I'll play something. I'll play something for Beno Nayure here.
I heard that his story, but that's somebody like that. No, he's
but
the
this is
mastermind of
somebody
everything. He's so
somebody who praised Mr. Cummings so much.
Yeah, and then he talking a quote.
Yeah, but the man can say, my man, nothing happened. I can talk, LA, nothing happened, and then, I want to come back. So what if you are Mr. Cummings and then now you comes back, what will you do?
I will be very, very worried about him because if somebody the next thing, what he gonna do, you don't know. This is a guy from day one. He been after Mr. Cummings from day one. It's not a hating thing. So I think he'll go back to the CDC that he been supporting. And if they throw him on the bus, definitely he going CDC. My brother, it's a CDC, he's a sedition. And that's the fact. And I wish JB could pick Nyomley, and then he feel it. So it'll be what happened to them. It'll be a big fight within in their camp because he put all his resources, and then they pick somebody. It'll be a big fight, and it'll be good.
Okay, let's come to the CPP. We play in the Olympic backyard so much. Let's come to the CPP. Select Mr. Cummings' running mate right now. Give 4 or 5 names or anything. 2 names, 3 names.
That is a difficult one, to be honest. I just talked about Charlyn Brumskine here. If I would take she's young person that she's good, I will go for her. That would be because you bringing, I'll tell you, you're bringing 2 people together. And you're looking at her, that's this next generation of Liberians that will take the country to another level with his experience, with that young person. I think they make a good team. But somebody will say, Mr. Cummings, you tap into Taiwan from Nima County. He's another person too that fit in the same shoe with Charlyn.
Yeah, but Taiwan, you see, consider Taiwan Gonglo cool. Who say, no, listen, I don't want to go as running mate to anybody. I'm just coming here.
You said something earlier that united opposition. So it comes back to that united opposition. So if you narrow the whole gap, then go for Taiwan. That's a united opposition. You just asked me who you think, and I gave 2 names. Taiwan.
Yeah. No, I'm just critiquing some of your names too. If you ask me, I will give my own names as well.
Yeah. So what would be the names you look at? Because I'll look at those 2 names, and those 2 names, they just fit nicely. The 2 are lawyers. They know the law. They will know the Constitution. Then you have the other one as a manager to manage the country. It will go well. And they're talking about war and economic crime code. It just fit those 2 perfectly, honestly.
Well, you asked me to make my picks. Well, there are a lot of qualified Liberians in the diaspora, very, very qualified. But for one reason, I will not advise Mr. Cummings to pick his running mate from the diaspora. You want to ask me that reason?
No, I know why we're talking about people who based on the ground, so you can give your reason and flow who you pick.
Okay.
Who you think
My
will
reason,
be the best person?
if I were to advise Mr. Cummings not to pick anybody from the diaspora, the reason would be, number one, there have been this perception that the ANC is all diasporans, diaspora Liberians, people who feel they are elite and whatever. 1. 2, Mr. Cummings had not been politically active in Liberia for very many years, except for 2017 election. So, quote unquote, people still call him a newcomer. So he needs to play around somebody who has been on the ground, who is connected on the ground, so that they will pull crowd together. Because Mr. Cummings will be pulling crowd mainly from the diaspora. Okay, and then that person, that local hero on the ground, will also be pulling crowd. So I would, that's a difficult one, but I wouldn't want to also go into some of the people who have been in government for years. You see, so I'm beginning to feel a pinch of the shoes that people like Mr. Cummings or all other candidates have, that you can't just rush to choose your running mate, because you got to be very selective, very careful. You got to be crafty. You got to craft the whole scheme cleverly, because one small mistake, my friend, no turning back. So yes, I will go for Taiwan Gonglo, Councillor Taiwan Gonglo, if he's willing. And again, I still have some reservation that at a certain point it wouldn't be easy to just win Taiwan into becoming a running mate to somebody, especially at this stage.
But he has openly said it before that he's
he has said it. He has said it. He said we interviewed him here. He said it. He said he's open to anybody who has the same idea like him. But again, this is politics. As the days go by, things change, and people make up their mind in different ways. So,
but yeah. before transition, if you look at this keenly, these two names are called. Charlyn may be young, and people may say, "Oh, she's not known. She doesn't have number," but that's lie. Her picture, her look is almost like her dad. It's just that because she's a woman, but she completely split the image of her dad. And carrying that name, campaigning, she's young, she will have lot. And look, think about the female voters as well that will go for her. She's not that kind of person that over there, but she have weight, she will have the numbers. Now, she's a lawyer, and Mr. Cummings is talking about war and economic crime code. You're talking about crafting something better. Taiwan also behind the war and economic crime code. So if you pair the two, tell me, that's going to happen. That's a dream ticket.
I do agree. And let me just add to the Charlyn factor. One, Charlyn is a female. You will be appealing by taking Charlyn, you'll be looking at gender balance at the top of government. One. Two, Charlyn is very young. She has her own following. This is a now generation, the generation we're talking about, the now generation. It's not generation of the past. It's not generation of the future, but the now generation. So that's two reasons. And the third reason is what you just mentioned, that she's smart, she's a lawyer, and she will be able to defend some of what if they go into cabinet meetings or if she's meeting with the president and they want to take certain decisions, she will give the legal ramifications. Let's do this and why we shouldn't do this. So, I think Charlyn stands a better chance like Councillor Gonglo. But you see, my reservation with Councillor Gonglo is that probably he will want to flex his political muscle at the ballot box for this first term that he's in the race to see how far he will go. So, until but he will be a very good pick, okay? But again, nobody knows. He will want to flex his muscle to see how far he will go, which number he will reach to. They have Mr. Cummings' scheme, number 4 number 5 in the past election. So I think Councillor Gonglo will want to flex his muscle, like I said. But Charlyn is young, vibrant, and she will say, well, even if my party don't win, but at least I ran as a vice president. So I think she will be a very good pick.
I think she'll be a very good pick. If I were to advise Mr. Cummings, I think you look, because what happened, the population in Liberia now, the age group is around 18, 19, 20, and majority are in female. She will appeal to that group. I can tell you for a fact, she will appeal to that group a lot, especially the students, the market women. She will appeal to that group. So if I were advising, I think he should look at her direction. Honestly, that's somebody that people should watch keenly for. If I were advising, I say go for Charlyn. And that would be a very good pick for Mr. Cummings. Is my opinion. In my opinion, it would be a very good pick for him.
I agree with you on that one. And there are a couple of comments here. I don't know if we could just go through some of them quickly. And luckily for us, there is a guy here or who is Samuel Joe Chenwini. Samuel Chenwini is he's watching from Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County. So
ask him where he can call in and even tell or where he's on WhatsApp.
Yeah, but Samuel is listening to us. Samuel, if you can call, the number is right there on the screen, rolling on the screen. It's a WhatsApp number, so you can call and tell us. Send you from Bassa. What do you think? I mean, how would you think the Bassa people would think about Charlyn Brumskine? One, try to be representative, or if Mr. Cummings will pick her as his running mate. What will it be like? But let's read a couple of comments here. Dada Gogon says, I think that is the impression that the opposition to ANC gives. That the opposition to ANC gives. ANC is well known in Liberia, in villages, and even in my hometown. Cummings is well known in Liberia. Wow. Yeah, you know, but again, nobody can doubt that, because when we started the program, I asked Paul, after we played the D12 music, that if nobody talks about you, then you are nobody. 2017, there was not this much talk about Cummings, but Cummings has become the household name. He was supposed to finger document. Cummings was supposed to make rice to be shot in Liberia. Cummings was supposed to make go to Magnitsky and pay them money to put sanction. So, you know, so it's true that people, I mean, Cummings may not be 100% well known, and nobody can be 100% well known. Even George Weah, some people say don't know him in Liberia. So, but at least I think to an extent, Mr. Cummings, the name Cummings have been ringing bells, so some people might know him by now. And okay, Marilla Moore wants us to call on the number. The number is, Marilla, if you have something to write on, the number is +47 99 450 882. What I will do is I will pin it I'll pin it on the screen. It will be there. It will not be rolling again. I'll let it stop so that you can see it. And if you want to call, you can call and make your contribution. Because the thing is that, you know, some of these things we're talking, they're very important, right? They may sound like they are not important, but they are very important, because when we talk about picking running mates, the reason why any of the political parties, okay, have not selected any running mate openly now is because they are waiting. They got to be crafty. If you make one small mistake, it's going to follow you. Your opponent can capitalize on that. Okay, yeah, Paul, thank you. I was just about to do it. I was just trying to tap it. Okay, so that's a number right there. And so Paul put it rightly. All of the attributes that we gave about Charlyn, I think they are very important, and they should be considered. Because why? She's young. You know, people got their own crowd of people that they follow, and certain names ring bell in certain people's ear. You know, so that's it. That's it about that bit. But if you want to call in and make a contribution, you can do that. We'll be able to take your call. And
live for you, right? Because if you look at the young population Liberia get, somebody who will appeal to those young people, I think will be her. Honestly, on all levels, that they will see her to as that role model for a lot of young people. So I think it'll be, so you have the older one and the young person taking our country to another level. I think it'll be a good thing for Liberia. And I think if Mr. Cummings and his selection team are listening, I think they should consider Charlyn, because it will be a good pick. Honestly, across Liberia, it will be a good pick. The society enter Liberia today, you see the age group like we went to Germany. Look at the Liberians who met in Germany. That age group, they are young, vibrant Liberians all over the place, and they will see her as one of them. It's not like you're taking 50-year-old, 60-year-old George Weah and then comparing to 90-year-old Joel Taylor. No, but it makes the older and the young is a good pick, man. I think it will be a good thing.
And can you imagine that we have this Zogo crisis in Liberia, and the Zogo, they are very young age group. So if you take one 80-year-old man to go stand with those Zogos, the first thing, young people have the tendency of reacting to old people some kind of way. I mean, if you're walking, Paul, just normal life in the street, you're walking, you see young people coming, and when they look at you, they start to, like they want to give you way. But young people can mingle. So if you take a Charlyn and you want to solve this Zogo crisis, you take a Charlyn and say, look, go out there, talk to these people. And imagine Charlyn standing red light and calling the Zogos and coming and talking like them and say, look, my people ALC are looking like you. And so there are a lot of things we got to work. You see, like the other day, somebody and I think it was on a show or something, where we said what Liberia needs now is not that kind of structured political leader who go through that political channel. We need manager. Liberia is a country that is damaged. We need manager at all fronts. What we need now in Liberia is a kind of managerial style type of presidency where you manage all the damaged infrastructure, all of the things that are damaged, you manage them instead of presiding over them, because the idea of the politician is that they want to go preside over a system that is already there. No, that's not the system. Like America or like Norway where I live, like the UK where you live. In fact, in less than 2 years, you have sacked so many prime ministers, but the country still moves ahead. Okay?
Yeah.
You can't do that in Liberia. You can't change leadership in Liberia 1 or 2, 3 times within 1 year. The whole thing will collapse. Okay?
Yeah.
Because it is already on the brink of disaster. So, country like Liberia will need manager or president who can manage, not a president who will come and preside. Those are two different things. So
that's bringing me a wild scene. You get Mr. Cummings as manager, he's not a politician. Then you get Charlyn, who is a lawyer and also have that managerial thing with her. And then she young. Think on it, with our young population Liberia have, that it will appeal to a lot of people. People may see it, oh, this man have done something here. Because everyone now striving for education in Liberia, especially the female in Liberia are more than the males. So that is the fact. And they will see themselves in this young woman going to this seat. Man, I think the most ability they're listening, I think they should make that, they should think about that.
Yeah, besides the ratio of female being more than men, you can even put 10 men together and put one female, but that one female can influence the 10 men.
But that's a fact. That's a fact. And God gave them that gift.
Yeah, God gave them that charisma. Where one woman can influence a group of men. Trust me, in different ways.
Yes.
And we men, we are willing to abide. So, women have that particular gift from God. They are very charismatic. They are very corny. Imagine, even look at the children growing up in the house. All the children will relate to their mothers more than the fathers. For certain things, they will come to the father, but when it comes to other things, they go to the mother. So, mothers have...
So Linfo, all these things that JMB want to pick, Yomli will pick this person, and then come and speak Charlyn. What kind of signal was sent to the Bassa belt? Think on it. Because they keep seeing how they call it, the Liberty Party, the Bassa Party. I don't know. I never heard any party be a tribal party in Liberia, but some people keep seeing this thing. What kind of signal would that send to the Bassa belt then?
Well, that would be big division. That would be big division, and I think that's a very good question. What will happen is all the votes in Bassa will be divided between Nyobli and Charlyn. But I will tell you, the ANC might carry a greater chunk of the votes. Why? The Charlyn factor, the Danny Chair factor, the Louis Brown factor, and the Macintosh gateway fighter. So there will be a big fight. It will be a big fight. And politically now fist fight.
I don't think it'll be a big fight. It'll disadvantage Yomli. Because
Yomli will still carry.
No, she will still have some, but all of these things that have been seen, they sold the Bassa party to be all this nonsense. Now the owner of that, the founder of that party, daughter, is now standing like that. I think it will really play, it will undercut all the noise that is happening over there about this trouble thing about Bassa party. It will just cut it down.
But do not forget, JMB also has a strong grip, which is, you see, if you say you haven't heard anything about tribal party in Liberia, then maybe you are not being following because
no. For people to claim or parties or tribal party, I mean, it's not.
Yeah, the Nova people have always done it. They have always said United Parties from because everyone being from the party. So they have always
Eddie Johnson that led the party. She's not from Lofa County, so that.
Yeah, well, you got to ask yourself how did Ellen get there, because the party was literally dead. And the thing you need to know, and Liberty Party is lucky that they are still alive, or because Cllr Brumskine died, may his soul rest in peace, not too long ago. Okay, but whenever Ben Kessley died, the Liberty Party was dead. Literally, the frame was existing. The same thing at the NDPL. Okay, after the demise of Doe, the NDPL, the name is there, but the True Party. After 1980, the True Party, the name is there, but it's just a frame. Okay, so in Liberia, one thing you got to know is that political parties are merely associated with people. When Taylor, like what happened to MPP, and she had to just for her to fit somewhere, she had to take the party and trade it to George Weah to form a coalition. Okay, so if CDC is defeated in the next party, in the next election, sorry, what happens to party the MPP? MPP will just be a past story. So parties are connected to people, and okay, ACOP, Kroma party. What happened? Saying the woman first thing and then he died finally. So I can tell you something. Trust me. If the Liberty Party, if people like Charlyn do not stand tall politically to redeem the party, it might just fade away. The same thing, even though it's Bassa connected, and the Bassa put the glory for it, the same way the Lofa County put glory for Unity Party way back, and then even some people now, if you go to the GMB camp, most of the people that are there, you'll see a lot of Fire or Tama or Koli or Zumo or some Lomani, some Kisini, some Banini, because they still owe that loyalty to that party that the founder came from that county.
So let me ask you this question. If surrounding Yomli and Charlyn, the Liberty Party go to a convention sometime this month, and according to most ability, Yomli have been expelled from the party, or she have been suspended from the party. They're going to elect people. In case they get to the convention and the party decide to elect Charlyn as their new political leader, what will Yomli fit into this part of it? Saying become a tribal thing? What would be her own role? If this one becomes, so that means it cancel Yomli completely from the tribal thing.
If Senator Kanga is expelled and her expulsion holds throughout to the convention, that she can, I don't know that there are laws, there are bylaws, I don't know. But if, like Musa Belete had always said that she was expelled, okay, if she can settle her debt because they said she didn't pay her bill, her dues and whatever.
She was suspended. She was suspended.
If she can pay her dues,
on the 10th of this,
she can pay her dues and then she can become qualified again to run in the convention. She can, okay.
But the thing here now, on the 10th of October, she ended the term of the late Cllr Brumskine. So they're now going to elect a new leader. Now they're going to the convention and Charlyn being picked to lead the party. Then what become of her? Why she stay in the party? All of this.
No, she doesn't have to be the standard bearer of the party to be
No,
a
I
member
mean,
of the
she'll be
party.
the person become political leader now with GMB state picker, and then on the other side, it comes thinking about picking Charlyn. It's just a hypothetical question I'm asking you here.
You see, the thing, what will play out is this. I don't know how I begin political analysis tonight, but what will play out here is this.
People who've been in the journalist field for years, they've been seeing some of the things before happening. So how would this play
I know,
out?
I know, I'm not just politically active, that's why. But what will happen here is this. JMB, okay, first, they go to, the Liberty Party goes to convention. For some reason, Senator Kanga is not qualified, probably because she didn't pay her dues or her suspension is not lifted or whatever, and then she's not qualified to become the Senate bearer anymore or the political leader anymore, and someone else steps in the shoes. So automatically she's going to be what? Ordinary member of the party, or probably she'll be on one committee in the party or whatever. She'll still be a member. Then JMB comes and picks her to be his running mate. Fine, that got nothing to do with the party.
So with that disadvantage her, because now they're talking about the World Unity Party are behind that you bring the party on board. It shall become the new political leader of that party without disadvantage, youngly chances of being vice president, in your opinion?
No, like I said, it has nothing to do with, I don't think it has anything to do with Youngly's or aspiration to become vice president, because her being vice president is solely the choice of GMB who wants to pick her. You see it? So GMB could pick me today. So it ain't got nothing to do with anything. Okay?
I'm looking at the reason why I asked this question is you have two Brazilians as being picked as the running mate to two opposition parties. So who do you think that it will benefit more to the other party? Will Charlyn bring more people, or will Youngly bring more people to JMB? If you have that scenario play out.
That question is, the answer is very simple. Okay. Who's going to work harder? Who's going to run the best campaign? Who can the people relate to? So that question is not anybody's to answer. It is left with the voters, and also it's left with the people who will be picked, because they're going to be campaigning. They're going to be on the front. So it depends on that message. Now, like I said, see, Charlyn got nothing to lose in the whole thing. Charlyn, first of all, let me put it this way: she's a political virgin when it comes to politics in Grand Bassa. That our first time trying to go into politics. So the people got nothing on her. Like, oh, she was corrupt before, or we elected her to this position, she didn't do anything, and so blah blah blah. No complaint. But Youngly could have two things. First, maybe to her advantage that she's been senator. This is her second term, and and so she's been working with the people. That the first thing. Then the second thing is, in as much as she has been senator for 2 terms now, people will say, oh no, she didn't perform well, and some people will not like her. So you see, for Youngly, they got something on her, either positively or negatively. But for Charlyn, like I said, she's coming as young as she is. Nobody got anything on her. So the people will say, okay, well, let's try her. So she stands a chance also. And then the bulk of the work has to be done by them as a campaign. So that's the point right there.
That's right. And I like that. So so what's next? What's next?
Okay. Next is the big one. What was that? Let me look for it.
The biometric?
The biometric. Now, I wanted to pull this story up, but I can't pull it up on the screen. It's actually here. I don't know whether I can share it. So, but as we all know that the international community has been working with the government of Liberia through the NEC to introduce the biometric system of voting. Now, for those of you who do not know biometric, I know we all know. If you get your bank card, you put in the ATM machine, it gets something strap on it. Inside there, there's some small thing in there that are working together to give all the information to each other. Say they want the many Portugal play, also or he didn't want to get the money in the bank. Okay, he gets so amount, so he wants it. That those small things they can work together. So they put all of your information in one place, and that thing is going to have access to your information, and those informations are peculiar to you because there's certain thing there that limit those information only to you. So if you travel with your passport, you see that the new passport they got scanning something. Now, as soon as scanning, all your information will come. Okay, so that's the kind of voter card that the people want to use in the next elections. Now, but the question is, this will be the first time in Liberia, and how many months do we have to elections? It's barely 10 months, 11 months. Okay, and to do that, there have already been problems from NEC, where the contract to the company that was supposed to print that thing have been problem. The NEC boss will select one Chinese company, and the how you call them? I think the PPCC, the PPCC will reject that group, and then she submitted the same group the second time again. So it has been this talk of war, pulling and pulling and pulling, and we are not going anywhere. And that's something that should have been done at least in the last 6 months before we even enter 2023. But it has not happened. So people are getting a little bit skeptical, the citizens. So the front page Africa did something like opinion poll, and some people are skeptical. They are saying that they don't think it's going to work. And some people are also saying that they don't understand, even if they did all of the technical little details and put that thing into place today, some people are saying we don't know about it, we don't know how it works. So how can we use it in the election? So this is where the whole biometric system is. And that biometric system has so many advantages. It will avoid cheating or not. Paul here is an engineer. I think he can tell us a little more about it. Because your information on that in there, if you use that card one time, the next place, if you want to go try anywhere else, it will show. The same thing like in Europe, if you come to seek asylum, the moment they take a fingerprint at the airport, you arrive in Germany, and then you think you can't get people from there, you run away, you go to France. By the time they do your fingerprint, they'll find you. You go anywhere, they'll find a fingerprint. So that's the same thing. So you cannot use it twice to vote, unlike the ordinary voter card that you can vote in Douala, then you take bus, you go to Freeport and vote, then from there you go to Cllr and vote. No, this one it cannot happen. So it will avoid cheating to maybe 80%. So Paul, maybe the question now is if the voters are saying that they are not too aware, they don't know about it. Some people say they don't understand the whole system at all. So what do you think?
I think the voters are right, because if they wanted to introduce the thing ever since there have been by-election in Liberia, this is where you do a testing. I come from an engineering background. Before you implement something, you have to design it, you test it, work before you bring it out.
You're telling me
Yeah, you cannot bring something in less than 10 months to educate people how to go. And you look, the society will come from. We don't have mailing address, for Christ's sake. So if you ask me where your address are, Jonathan, Monrovia, Liberia, no mailing address. So all of these things have to be taken into context. So you bring in something new to the people. They don't know about it. You have not educated them with it. You're going to force it on them. You get people more confused. The thing with it is also, you said it right, is stop people from duplicating. Like sometimes when you do the manual of voter thing, people can have several of the cards registered all over, but this won't stop you, and which is good. But the time is not there. If they have that time to educate everyone, then it's a beautiful thing to have. But when you rush things like this, it can be tampered with. You see, in Liberia, when people voting, it's something funny here, though. We stay backward. The woman from the rural area that cannot read and write, she have to be accompanied by somebody in the voting booth to tell her, say, oh, this is the person I want to vote for. Whoever that person take her finger and put on it, she does not know. or he may not know. So it's something that they have to educate people on how they go about this process. Although it was not to be used at the voting day, it's just to register so your picture, your detail is on the system. Now to keep that system flowing, Liberia always have electricity problem too. That's another thing. So what kind of device they're using? People have to be aware of it, and it requires special training to all of this. So I think, and before, I think Mr. Cummings gave a speech, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, and he spoke on similar thing like that. Let me play this and hear what Mr. Cummings concerned. Just listen to this.
Request technical assistance to execute the smooth transition to the biometric system. Obviously, the National Elections Commission has no internal experience of proved capacities, given it has never worked with a biometric system. We also demand on behalf of the Liberian people that the government pays for this much needed technical assistance. Liberia's democracy belongs to the Liberian people. Many sons and daughters fought, bled, and died for our democracy. We can outsource for expertise, but we must never outsource the proud ownership of our democracy. Owning our democracy, including by funding it, is an important measure of our independence. The Liberian government, therefore, must appropriately and adequately fund the continued credibility and integrity of Liberia's democracy. It is time to stop stealing and fund the Liberian people's cherished democracy. We are also aware that upgrading to the biometric system from the previous manual one is a matter of growing concern for many of our citizens. But we must move ahead if we are to continue to deepen our democracy and guarantee its integrity. We also know that all successful transitions to the use of technology requires running the new system next to the old one. The best value of technology is to help people do their work faster, better, and more accurately. Technology, and certainly that which is related to elections, is not intended to exclude people. Running the new system next to the old will achieve more inclusion of Liberians and further ensure that the transition is relatively problem-free while deriving similar and improved outcomes.
So this is what I was saying. The people have not been trained, they also understand, and then you want to transition. It have to be something that is been taught through long time and people aware of it. So the voter registration starts from in Monserrato, bombing came out from the 15th of December to the 6th of January. And you're talking about using the technology that people are not aware of. How that possible? They think should have been a long time in planning. And that's what Mr. Cummings is talking about. So look at it, what you think?
Yeah, and a few things I pick up. First, from you said Liberia, we do not have stable electricity. So if you were registering in Monserrato County, let's say LEC will be around for some time, you will do that. And because a biometric system is all about electronic. It's electronic system. So you need electricity by all means to code those information. So if you went to my village, where the Banga, where we only got solar panel lights painted around the town. How are you going to, use that? Or you're going to carry portable generators? Okay, then that means a lot of things. So the next thing is, the people, you will not get everybody 100% to understand the system. Okay, already the old system that we have been using year in year out, people do not understand it well, and the people who understand it use it at the disadvantage of the people who do not understand it and dupe people and cheat. So somebody somewhere told me that the reason why the government had delayed this whole process is because it's not in their favor. If it were in their favor, like the old one that they can use to maneuver, they would have made it a long time possible. But it's not in their favor because this is going to prevent all cheating, ballot stuffing, and all this kind of stuff. So the government does not see that very kindly. And so they will delay, they will imagine what the Director Brown is doing at the Elections Commission, that she will select this Chinese company and the PPCC say no, or this company is not qualified, go back and come back again and vet other companies. Then she'll go back after several months, then she'll go and carry the same company again. And that is something Englishmen call filibustering. She's filibustering, delaying the whole process so that time will come and the people will give up exactly what she wants. That's why the voters, after Front Page Africa conducted poll with the people, they are saying, well, we don't understand this thing. That's exactly what the government wants. That they will say, oh no, we don't understand this thing. Let's go back to the old one. Because the government knows that they got people in there who know how to maneuver the old one in favor of the government. So I think that's what I see as the problem.
Yeah, and I think you're right. So I'll see how it goes. They got two things on hand. They have the sensor problem, then the biometric. How that going to play out in the short period of time? I don't know if they have the resources, they have the manpower. So it would not care for this thing will cause a constitutional crisis in Liberia because you got a sensor, you got the other one. How you going to play out? I don't know. And are they going to bring experts from other countries to help? I don't know. But we'll wait and see. Send the politician now and now start speaking on it. Maybe they will.
Yeah, but Mr. Cummings said it clearly that we can outsource our experts, our expertise.
Is the government waiting to listen? They never take advice from anyone. Without happening, that's something. So
then what you say about inviting crisis, then that's what they want, because if the citizens are not satisfied,
exactly.
Who's to lose? The opposition parties actually have nothing to lose as it stands right now. Huh? They got nothing to lose because they are not won. But you in power, you have something to lose and you have something to protect. Well, I think our time is far spent. We've exhausted almost everything that we had to say. And so I don't know, Paul, is there anything you want us to, or your final word, especially concerning the Charlyn Brumskine thing and her ambition to run, and if she would be a possible pick, and trust me, what we're saying today could make effect. It would take effect.
No, that's true. I just want to say to our audience is thanks you guys for following us, and it's good that you with us all the time. We appreciate that. Just take the like button so when we come on in the future, you can be notified. Also, keep sharing our show. And I think if most ability, Mr. Cummings are listening to all, I think they should go for Charlyn. I think it'll be a wonderful pick. Then all of the guessing, vetting, I think she suit that job nicely, and she will appeal to a lot of young people because of the new kind of generation we have in Liberia. That group, though, as the future, if they go for her, it will be a brilliant idea. I think so. It's something they could consider, and I hope that the government found better solution to this crisis regarding biometric and the sensor, so they get this thing going. The window opportunity we have now is so narrow. So I don't know how they're going to do it. Maybe they're going to ask some of us to come and help the government in the process. You never know, and we're waiting to help. We're here. because to have the kind of biometric thing, you need to have a computerized system with a server to store people data. That with the LEC crisis that we have in Liberia, and we know LEC just signed a new thing with the West African Power Pool, maybe that will come into play. So all of these things have to be in place because you're keeping data of people on a biometric system. That means it's computerized, it's stored for a long period of time. When you on our system until you die, then it wipe you from it. So every time you go to, so like in the UK here, because we already registered on our system, time for election, they send you information to see whether you stay at that address. That's what they do. So all of the things, the sensor and all that with the biometric, they all intertwine. So they have to get it right. We don't know how many people live in Liberia today. You bring a biometric system, so they have to work it out good. So if they need some more expertise, we're waiting to go and help. So I would say thanks to you. It was a good conversation with her, and I hope Mr. Cummings listen to us. Go for Charlyn. It's my advice, my opinion.
Okay, just before we go, you're gonna prepare our using Franco music. But just before we go, a lot of people have been asking, what is Mr. Cummings' platform? What Mr. Cummings thinking about doing? So I'll show something. We're not gonna play. We just show it as like a PowerPoint presentation. Just 5 things. The first one there is expanding the educational system in Liberia, and this is it.
Yeah.
And Paul, can you please remove the telephone number? Yeah.
Yeah, so you can read about it now.
Yeah, building a 21st century in Liberia. Growth and diversification of our economy and attraction of foreign investment requires consistent and low-cost power, that's electricity, and clean and safe drinking water. You can't be bringing the people, tourists in the country when they put them bossing all in the town and all the Yamanima things showing. So that's the second one right there. The third one is creating jobs and revitalizing the economy. The economy is totally dead, collapsed, okay, already. So for Liberia to thrive, a vibrant and growing middle class and economic empowerment of the Liberian people is critical. You see, you gotta have a middle class. The rich people way up there, then at least you there in the middle. Your children can go to good school, you got household living, you're not renting, beggar rest coming home. Then you got the people at the economic ladder. Everybody cannot be equal, but the people at the economic ladder, they are the people who Mr. Cummings refer to as the civil servant that will take home you gotta work for that, or workable pay, or pay that can last them, that he will not be broke until the next payday. At least he will stay have fasting until the next payday. Unlike the government where they work and then they have to wait for 6 months before they take pay. Then the next one here is the development of the agriculture sector. And this is one place where if Liberia cannot succeed anyway, I feel that Liberia can succeed right here. Because you don't need to fertilize our ground. Yeah? You swallow orange, you suck the orange, they see your money, you spit it, you finish planting it right there, it will grow. So Liberia has the natural resources and the agricultural potential to increase food production. And yet, Liberia still struggles to feed itself, where you see our people jumping over the Lewani main fence. Even if the Liberia main fence is jumping over to go buy rice, that one, we can say, yeah. But Lewani main of all person, eh? Man. And the last one here is the tourism sector, or engaging the hearts and minds of the Liberian people, okay? To sustainably transform Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. You got to have the people support, and you can do all of that through different activities like national service. You can do that early childhood education, give them a good foundation, okay, and you can create good sport. This is one place where the current president also failed. Because the men are sportsmen, we would have thought that there will be good status around, that even some West African countries will come in our country to use our facilities. Okay, arts and craft. We got some of our people are very good in these things, and the culture the religion, we got rich religion, we got Muslims, we got Christians, we got all the people in Liberia. And one thing, we have never had any religious clash. So that one thing we're supposed to be proud of ourselves. So all of these things put together, they can all make us to succeed. So Paul, do you want to roll our Eugene Franco music?
Yeah, I think somebody been trying to call you all day. They didn't get through. So the message is there. I don't know what's happening. Is your phone on you?
My phone is on me. The phone is right here.
Okay.
Probably they didn't get it good.
Okay, so this is been trying. That's the message she put in. She been trying. So yeah. Anyway, having said that, it was great. And on Saturday, we'll be back here to reaching out to people, to our guests, and we'll surprise you guys with a big fish that we want to catch from the river. So on Saturday, we'll be here. So I'll say, it was a great show. Yeah, so I want to leave our audience with the most famous #1 music in the UK, and this music, nobody else but the great man called the great UG Fargon. It's the #1 hit on the UK musical chart room. So good night to everybody. Please listen, and then we'll meet again.
I cannot get me for late here to drive for the $7,000 car. Now what you will camping for? That's stupid. That is what camping for your stepson to wash a car. With Weah shopping, 350 US. That means you will camping. That is what camping. Or you feel like going to eat lobster and he's showing the baby chicken and driving at the $8,000 car. That means you will camping. That is what camping. For China to be controller general, buy a web that this is it costs. That means you camping. That means you camping. For Bessie Yeke to be head of place, buy a web that one of the people want to NASCAR. That means you camping. That means you camping. For Emma Castro to be the head of NAFA, while husband is a consultant to Marita. That means you camping. Oh, that means you camping. So family invest in how I'm going into detail. That's stupid. That means you camping.